So this is the anterior thoracic wall. So according to the standard dictum, we will give the incision to expose the clavipectoral fascia as per the norms. That is the first incision, the vertical incision should be given from the suprasternal notch. This is the sternum. So this is the suprasternal notch up to the third or fourth intercostal space. Up to the third or fourth intercostal space. Then the second incision should be given from the upper point of the first incision or the costoclavicular junction up to the acromion process. Up to the acromion process, the second incision should be given. Okay, an oblique incision along the lower border of the clavicle. And the third incision should be given from the lower end of the first vertical incision. An oblique incision will be given that will go up to the junction between the anterior 1/3 and the posterior 2/4 anterior 1/4 and posterior 2/4 of the junction of the arm, flexure compartment of the arm. Okay, so see, but here to perform the axilla, first dissection should be performed this one, but by mistake whatever, maybe I don't know the reason. So the first axilla, to dissect the axilla, the incision has been already given. So I cannot maintain the proper dictum for exposing the clavipectoral fascia here. But if the incision is being asked, what I have mentioned right now, you have to say that in the examination. Okay. Now first, after giving the incision, the skin flap has been deflected laterally. Now the yellowish fatty layer, what you can see here, that is the superficial fascia. That is the superficial fascia. So superficial fascia has to cut in the same manner, just like the cut in your skin, and it has to also reflect laterally. Then we are very much in the deep fascia. So as you know, the deep fascia of this region, which is covering the anterior aspect of the pectoralis major muscle, is known as the pectoral fascia. So this pectoral fascia, the deep fascia, has been cut and it is reflected laterally. So before reflecting this fascia laterally, you can see we have mentioned this pectoral fascia. It is if chest above, it is attached to the clavicle. Chest below, it is continuous with the anterior abdominal wall. So though we have to take our incision up to this point, but it is a bit extended, incision is given here. So you can see it is extending up to the anterior abdominal wall. Okay. If chest superolaterally, it is going to cover the deltopectoral bone. So where is the deltoid muscle? So this is the deltoid muscle. This is the deltoid muscle. Okay, to show you the clavipectoral fascia, I can't do the dissection of this region. We will do it afterwards and get back to you with the other structures also here. So this is the deltopectoral groove is here, and the inferior medially it is merges with the anterior axillary fold. So this is the anterior axillary fold. Okay, so now you can see after reflecting the cutting the deep fascia, that is the pectoral fascia, the pectoralis major muscle is exposed. This pectoralis major muscle is a triangular muscle. You can see we have discussed the origin. It has consist of, it takes origin by two heads. One is the clavicular head and one is the sternal head. So we have to cut this muscle along the lower border of the clavicle and the lateral border of the sternum. So you will cut and reflect the pectoralis major muscle laterally. So then the second muscle is exposed, that is the pectoralis minor muscle. How can you be so sure that this is the pectoralis minor and not the fibers of the major? See the directions of the fiber. If you see that pectoralis major, the fibers are disposed transverse and downwards and medially. But in case of the pectoralis major muscle, it is more towards the vertical and medial. Okay, so this is the pectoralis minor muscle. So it is taking origin from the third, fourth and the fifth rib at the close to the costochondral junction and inserted into the coracoid process. Okay, and here is the pectoralis major muscle, consists of two heads, that is the clavicular head and the sternal head, and it is inserted into the lateral lip of the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus. Okay, so now we have reflected the pectoralis major muscle, then we have the pectoralis minor muscle is exposed. And this is the clavicle. Just below the clavicle, you can see the muscle fibers of some muscle. This muscle is the subclavius muscle. This muscle is the subclavius. So actually what we wanted to mean that this is the clavipectoral fascia. The fascia which is covering the space between the pectoralis major, minor and the subclavius muscle. So that this is a very tight fascia which is covering the gap between the clavicle and the pectoralis minor muscle. So actually this is the clavipectoral fascia. You can see here, to show you the fascia, we cannot dissect the whole fascia here. This is the clavipectoral fascia. Can you see? This is the clavipectoral fascia. And from here we have discussed that the clavipectoral fascia, what it will do, it will go above and splits into two lamina to enclose the subclavius muscle. After subclavius covering the subclavius muscle, the anterior lamina will get attached to the clavicle. Second lamina, that is the posterior lamina, will go beyond the clavicle and merges with the investing layer of the deep cervical fascia. Common kothay cervical bolte, what do you mean? The neck region, the cervical spondylosis, the cervical vertebra is there. So the deep investing layer of the deep cervical fascia, this posterior lamina will fuse them. Okay. The second thing you can see, if chest medially, so where it will going? It is going, you can see, it is going towards the first rib. It is attached to the first rib, then the costoclavicular ligament, and it will ultimately fuse with the external intercostal membrane, which is nothing but the extension of the external intercostal muscle towards the sternal end of the first two intercostal space. Got my point? Now, if chest below, what will happen? After chest below, then it will also encircle or cover the pectoralis minor muscle. After covering the pectoralis minor muscle, it will go okay, you will be. You want to say something? So it will merges with the axillary fold. Okay, axillary fold. So now see, as the suspensory ligament of the axilla, যেটা এই যে axillary fold-এর যে dome shape-এর যেটা তৈরি হচ্ছে, এইখানে এসে মার্জ করবে, অ্যাটাচ করবে. So now, what are the structure that are pierced by the clavipectoral fascia? There are four structures we have mentioned. First is the lateral. Okay, I am coming cephalic vein. Okay, maybe ঠিক আছে, তাই চলো cephalic vein দেখাচ্ছি. So before that, let me show you one nerve is here. Can you see? One nerve is here. This nerve is known as the lateral pectoral nerve. This nerve. This is the lateral pectoral nerve. Yes, lateral pectoral nerve. এটা খুব minutely দেখতে হয়. কোনটা? না, lateral pectoral nerve. এটা খুব thin fiber. এই ফাসা থেকে পিয়াস করে এখানে এসেছে. This is the lateral pectoral nerve supplying the pectoralis major muscle. And then another muscle nerve you can see here, but I cannot show you it here because the another nerve is here. That is it is piercing the pectoralis minor and then supplying the pectoralis major. That is the medial pectoral nerve. এটা হচ্ছে medial pectoral nerve, যেটা কিনা পিয়াস করবে কাকে? pectoralis minor কে, then you will supply the pectoralis major. But lateral pectoral nerve, it will directly supply the pectoralis major muscle. Then see the second structure. You can see one thick vein here, a large vein here. This one, large vein here. This vein is known as the axillary vein. This vein is known as the axillary vein. So, if we trace here, you can see there are two veins. That is the axillary vein. This is the cephalic vein. It is draining into the axillary vein. This is the draining into the axillary vein. Okay. একটা ভেন দেখা যাচ্ছে এখানে, এই যে টু